so important what you brought up on so many different levels. I'm just going to share some thoughts and then want to open it up to any of the panelists who want to reflect. But, you know, when I was asked to speak at the Black and Technology panel yesterday, part of the reason that I accepted was solidarity, but part of the reason that I accepted is our community is a community de todos colores y sabores. We're all colors and all flavors. We're, you know, we're Afro-Caribbean. We are Afro-Brazilian. We are indigenous, pure indigenous, Maya Quiche in Guatemala. I'm half Guatemalan, half Mexican. And in Guatemala, you know, you still have Maya Quiches. The tribes are themselves very well known, but even the sub, right? And so even in some parts of Mexico, and then you have folks that consider themselves Mexicanos, right? You have folks that consider themselves Tejanos even, like some people say Hispanic, some Latino. So there's such a complexity. And like you said, there's even more of a complexity now, as we're seeing also, or maybe there even has always been, just that it hasn't been spoken to as much, and maybe the numbers aren't the same, with some of us being, you know, a mother that is Latina, a father that's white, you know, that'll be my future path. My fiance is Irish, so my kids will be both, and I say, well, hopefully they'll be very proud of being Irish and dance jigs. I was telling one of my Irish friends, I was telling me, I can't come dance salsa because I'm Irish. I said, that's okay, I'm going to learn how to dance Irish jigs, you know, and they'll also learn salsa. And so that's interesting, but like you were saying, even within those of us that are Hispanic or Latino or born in this country and identified sometimes as white, you scratch the surface and it's deeper because of the history of the Americas. And the history of, I mean, when people ask me what I am, I say to them, well, I'm indigenous, obviously, phenotypically, and also being Guatemalan. I'm Spanish and I'm French. You know, so I am, soy blanca, I'm white, and I'm also brown, and you know, and it's a mixture. So what's really cool about this census is that those issues are being talked about and elevated in a new and different way, from my perspective. I think that's really exciting. But two, through this technology, these memes are spreading in a really exciting way as well, and are being talked about and written in the profile that they're getting. And then the other thing is the census, the way it's been developed this year, people can identify as more than one thing. So I have friends that are Dominican that are really clear. They are identifying as Hispanic and they're identifying as Black because they feel both. And it's going to come up to a very personal choice. I had a panel at South by Southwest just before coming here where I was speaking, and Heather Gold spoke as well. It was this new series that South by Southwest is doing around issues of diversity. And one of the things that Heather Gold said is, you know, as we identify with parts of our identity, right? And I'm not going to get exactly her verbiage exactly, but so as a Latina, as I identify as Latina, the world may say, well, now this is who you are, you're only Latina. Not realizing that that's only a piece. When we self-identify as a piece, that doesn't mean that that's going to define 100% our humanity, right? And how we personally are able now to step up and say, this is a part of who I am, and it is not all of who I am. And yet it is a part that I want to choose to claim powerfully, and I want to out myself as being this. And I think this is what we're going to see on the census, is it's going to be very personal, how folks are going to be able to identify and describe who they are. And in part, maybe it will be a little messy, but we as a nation are a little messy, right? And so working through those challenges and problems also, I think, presents a tremendous opportunity. So that's my take. And I thank you so much for bringing up that critical question. Really appreciate it. Marcos, do you have some thoughts?
Yeah. First of all, if Latino families are arguing about this, you know, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. But it actually gives me an idea. Is, you know, organizations that are really trying to get media on this, I mean, that's a great little hook. I mean, there is some controversy there on how people self-identify. And the people should do the census because it's the right civic duty thing to do. Boring story. People are arguing over what they're going to self-identify as. Kind of sexy. And hopefully people who have the ability to pitch this to the media will do so because I think it's a great hook.
And do any of the other panelists want to comment?
I was just going to say that, you know, this issue comes up regardless of the census. I mean, even within the media justice and the, you know, media democracy movement, you know, this, you know, how we identify is, you know, conventions around identifications are not going to go away before the census is over, and it's not going to go away anytime soon after the census. However, I think if we take it down to the local level, what's important for your community, what's best for your community, and identity is personal. You know, I'm a half brown, half white person, but unfortunately, you know, portion for my mom, you know, because I'm not going to put white. You know, that's me. We're all outing what we identify as. I'm going to put brown because, you know, I live 45 minutes away from Austin. I work with musicians and music, media, and tech people, and they're always complaining about being 45 minutes away from Austin and not having the same resources. So here is my opportunity to vote, you know, with my voice, and my voice is telling me that I'm brown and I'm Hispanic, and I hate that word, and get the money that my community needs, and get the schools and get the resources, and so that's my challenge.